Hello, everybody. I am Str8JaktJim. And who's this?
My name is Rephl3x.
Hey, I see who this handsome fellow is. Welcome to Nuts and Bolts. We're back again. Thank you so much, Gamma, for that resub. 28 months. Jeez. He's an OG
Time
right
flies.
there. Yeah,
Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
that's it. And sometimes when you're not.
Wow.
We hope we're all having fun here anyway.
Absolutely.
But welcome back to probably the second episode of our slightly rejigged Nuts and Bolts show. If you remember, Nuts and Bolts started for the ANZPL World of Tanks Season 2. But if I like doing it so much, I thought, you know what, why limit it to just when World of Tanks is on? Let's get it going. Let's just make it general esports show. But of course, we got to stay true to the roots here. And I'm very happy to say that Season 3 planning for the ANZPL in World of Tanks is well underway. And in fact, if you're interested in being a player, registrations are open for that right now until Saturday night, midnight, Eastern Standard Time. So for New Zealanders, that's 1 a.m. on Sunday. For us here in Western Australia, it's 10 p.m. I'm pretty sure
9.
that's...
9. We're 4 hours.
Yeah, it's midnight Saturday, 11:59 p.m. Saturday night, Eastern Standard Time. So 1 a.m. New Zealand time, or 10,
I'm an idiot. Yep.
10 p.m. Perth time. Whew, you're confusing me there for a bit. I know I've had a hard day and I can barely count to 11 without taking my shoes off, but that's, yeah. I'm getting there.
Toes? Lucky.
I've only got one. That's how I can count to 11, yeah.
I like your honesty.
That's it. But yeah, so that's going to be exciting. So if you're a World of Tanks player, why not get in the draft? And it is only open to Australian and New Zealand residents. So this is an Australian-New Zealand league, which I'm very happy to see. Yeah, New Zealand's got 2 teams in it. They've got the Christchurch Conquerors and... Oh, I'm drawing a blank on the other one now. I want to say Auckland Archers. Auckland Archers. And then last season, they even ran a B League as well, and they had Wellington in the B League for the World of Tanks too. So 3 teams out of the 12. Not a bad strike.
Here we go. Yeah. Your ANZPL season... Oh, that's 2. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, well, they haven't officially announced the teams yet for 2, but I'm assuming that at least for the Premier League, those teams are going to be staying fairly similar.
Yeah, we got Auckland Archers and Christchurch Conquerors, so...
Yep.
You speak
they were doing pretty good. I do. I have a very good memory sometimes. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, head over to worldoftanks.asia and have a look, because we're on the Asian server for World of Tanks here. And yeah, sign up, be a player. And then that's just to register to your interest to become a player. Then on the 12th of August, they're actually going to have a draft as well. So when for the teams that need to top up their player numbers, they'll hold the draft live on Twitch too. So a bit of excitement around that. It's going to be pretty cool. And the league as a whole returns on Friday, the 3rd of September. So I'm looking forward to that. I've been missing my Friday nights. I'm sitting at home. What am I doing? Nothing. Just may as well watch World of Tanks.
I should start streaming on Fridays then. At least I'll have one more view.
Well, no, not after the 3rd, because I'll be watching the World of Tanks.
I'll just restream World of Tanks and you'll have no choice. Got him.
Done. He's got me. Got me there.
That's how you do it.
That's it. And of course, like last year, grand final for World of Tanks will hopefully be held at Fortress Melbourne, COVID pending.
Good old COVID.
Oh, yeah. It's fun. Glad to see Melbourne and South Australia have come out of their lockdowns now with a few little restrictions for a bit. And we're thinking of everybody over in New South Wales at the moment that are still under some lockdown conditions there. So I hope you get out of that very shortly.
Just not those in Sydney who choose to be outside when they shouldn't be.
Yeah. Let's not get started on that because, yeah.
Hey, man, to be fair, the one person that New Zealand let in from Sydney that landed in Wellington had COVID.
Yeah.
And we had to go back into lockdown, just our city, for 3 days because of the one time we let someone in. So we're just as hurt from Sydney as you guys are. So.
Yeah. But that's right. We wish everybody the best, and please do the right thing, and you'll get out of it as very, very shortly. Yep. But you know what lockdowns don't stop though? Gaming.
Go on.
Yes, Goer as well. You know, cause we got game in the title. Of course, we're doesn't stop us.
And to be fair, the first time we had a lockdown, it even sent Goa into overdrive because
it
ran
did.
quarantainment.
Oh, yeah, 2 weeks of 24-hour streaming. Jeez, that was fun.
That was...
It was an experience as well, on the other side of the fence.
We got there.
Yeah, speaking as the person that did the overnight shift, although it was, I feel in a position that we're in as an organisation, we're uniquely suited to that because, I could stay up late and we've got you in New Zealand. We've got a few other people that watch from New Zealand. And we've got people on the eastern states. So when it was 2 a.m. for me, which is still a late night, but can go to bed, New Zealanders are just getting up. So it
sure are.
Kind of worked out well there. But anyway.
The timing was great.
Yeah. But anyway, what I was actually going to talk about was the wonderful tournament that we ran on the weekend. The Rainbow Six Siege tournament.
Rainbow Six Siege. The Rainbow Six Siege GOAT 6 one-day battle. That was, for all intents and purposes, a huge success. We had an oversubscription of teams.
Nice.
Ready to jump in. We had 15 registered. We could only allow in 12 purely out of time. We made some good new friends. We've got a couple of people who are now, one person who is confirmed to now be on the roster for Goa as a streamer. Sorry, as a caster.
Nice. Yeah, I did see. Was it Proto
R6, he's the guy that came out of the blue the afternoon of and said, "Hey, do you need a caster?" And I said, "Yes," because I know Rainbow Six, I know how to spell it, but that's about as far as it goes. He knows it through and through. He read me off his verbal resume, and he's been places. He's casted for people, big names.
That's awesome.
In comparison, we are considerably small to these organizations. So to have him along was an absolute blessing. Not only with the ability of him to cast, but also the people he brought with him. Nuttery, who was the in-game spectator, he was actually running the game and showing us what was going on.
Always, when you've got a good observer, man, who knows what to look at, that's top notch.
That's the one. So we had Nuttery observing, we had Proto as the primary caster, and we had Killer Wasps as the secondary caster. Now, the thing about that is Killer Wasp has only been casting for about 8 months, up until, today, even. So he's very green when it comes to casting, but he absolutely owned it. And last weekend, after the tournament, I was thinking to myself, what have we done here at Goa for people? We've put people in positions where they wouldn't normally get the opportunities, whether it be in front of a camera, in front of a group of 30,000 people live on Twitch, whatever it is. We like to help people step out of their comfort zone and, find themselves and do what they want to do. So, given that usually we don't have a dedicated roster of casters, I thought, you know what, let's nip that one in the bud. Let's have a chat to this guy and see if he's keen. And he's on board. He wants to work with us. He doesn't only just know Rainbow Six. He knows a few games. He's keen to learn as well, which is good. So for me to say, "Hey man, you want not necessarily a job, but you want some experience? You keen?" He said, "Yeah, absolutely." So we've got ourselves a caster who is willing to pick up games. So when the next tournament is announced in, I don't know, just give it 5 or 6 minutes or so, and then I'll drop that sneaky one there.
Spoiler alert.
Exactly. If it's a game he doesn't know, he's more than willing to watch and learn and pick it up and come into the event, armed and ready. No pun intended. He's a good dude. He unfortunately had to duck off. He was part of SES, and they were in the middle of a storm at the time. So that's why he didn't stick around for the last game. He had to go and rescue some rubes out of trees and trampolines off of old grandmothers and all kinds of stuff. So
that is very understandable, having had that storm here for a couple of weeks. Well, not a couple of weeks, a couple of days. It's
Well, it feels like a couple of weeks after the first few days.
That's right.
We had one here recently too. It was just like, is it ever going to stop raining? And it didn't. It kept going.
But that is absolutely amazing to get them on board. And also want to say a big thank you to PLE for putting up the $1,000 first prize in PLE gift cards for that, and to Logitech as well, because the second place team each got a G935 headsets as well. So that is,
there's a little bit of there's just something about that, which wasn't broadcasted on the event. That was quite funny. So the last game was meant to be a best of 3. What they wanted to do is we had both team captains come into Discord and say, hey, we're keen to make this a best of 1, full sweat mode engaged, go hard. And can we swap the pricing? Because we want the headphones and they want the vouchers. And I'm kind of sitting there going, maybe, hang on. And I had my phone ready to go. I was about to call Skittles and call Boss and be like, is this cool? Do we have any contractual obligation for them to be first or second? Or, like, can we do that? But the other team captain comes in and goes, no. We want the headphones. So, let's go then. So, we dropped the best of 3, and they both wanted the headphones. So, it was basically like, cool, let's just scrap it out and see what happens. So, it was very nearly a case of headphones first, pricing second. But no, it worked out to be a hell of a last game, that's for sure.
I'm glad we sort of were thinking along the lines of changing the pricing round rather than a race for last.
Yeah, exactly. Because if one of them's like, "Oh, we want the headphones," and the other one's like, "Oh, we want the vouchers," then it was just going to be one team throwing the whole time.
That's it.
And it would have been pretty shit. But I was like, well, you know what? Oh, whatever you guys want, we can drop the best of 3. But then they're like, no, we want the vouchers. We want the headphones. And the other one's like, well, we want the headphones. It's like, well, there you go then.
Easy done. Yeah.
Yeah. First place to second, go for it.
Nice. Well, that's amazing. Yeah. I do really love our not just Rainbow Six, but our tournaments in general. There's such good atmosphere that we've done Valorant, we've done some, we've done all sorts. Like even before I even joined Goa, there was a few different tournaments that run, and I'm very keen to see where it goes in the future.
So we're actually going to have a case. We're going to be having a case of history repeating itself. We started off these tournaments as for those who are aware, I joined Goa as a streamer. And I've always been a competitive player, my entire life, whether it's FPS or racing or whatever. I've always wanted to play games competitively. I play them for fun as well, don't get me wrong. I do play games for fun. But if there's a competitive element to it, I will, hello puberty, I will do the best I can to upskill myself, train myself, and also help others get up there as well. However, when joining Goa, they had their first plan. I forgot the name of what the original. It was GOG, Greatest of All Gamers, was the initial set of tournaments, and the first tournament they were going to run was Apex Legends, when it was even pre-season 1, before they'd even considered seasons. Shortly after they'd released the game and gone, so what do we have here? And then basically Goa jumped on it and said, yeah, let's do this. Now, for some reason, I don't know what it was. I don't know what the reason was, whether it was just the wrong game, the wrong time, whatever it was. It didn't fly. And, it's a shame, because, it could have been a cool tournament. However, I basically sat down with Skittles and said, look, we need to run tournaments. We're a gaming community, and we don't play games together. There's no friendly competition amongst people. So I said to her, I was like, look, I'm going to be back from the States in a couple of weeks. I want to run a Call of Duty Modern Warfare tournament. And that was our first tournament. This was back before we had Battlefire as well. I ended up having to use a whole bunch of third-party tools, a couple of custom email rules that would notify me and send emails to people when, people had signed up, so I'd know. It was all run through an Excel spreadsheet. It was an absolute nightmare, but we got there in the end.
Good old Excel spreadsheets. Don't be knocking Excel, man. They're they're a couple of steps above Access databases in my book.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, get out! Don't even. The amount of headaches those have caused me.
I said above. Come on.
Yeah, I know, but the goosebumps of shame. My God. So the first tournament went off really well. We had a whole bunch of people. I think our first place prize was $50.
I was about to say a can of Coke.
Pretty much. Compared to what we're able to throw out to people today, it was a good place to start. We had a whole bunch of people come in. I made friends from that first tournament I still play with today. It's been a hell of a time. we've gone through all kinds of tournaments. Now, even Valorant. I mean, that was our biggest tournament on Twitch with 35,000 viewers on the front page of Twitch.
Crazy that day.
That was a hell of an event, and that was the one I put on my CV and on my what's that social network for gamers now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
use Twitter and Facebook, and that's about it.
Yeah. There's another one, but I can't remember what it is. It hasn't really taken off all that much. But it's the one I use as a recommendation. Now, for the tournament we had on Saturday, Proto R6 actually had plans for that night. But when I introduced him to who Goa was and who our previous tournaments were and what we've done and how big, how much was scaled in that direction, he straight up said, all right, I'm cancelling my plans. I'm not going to give up this opportunity. If there's going to be even, 100 people on Twitch, that's bigger than he's ever done. So we gave him 1,300 to start. I told him that our biggest was 35k, and he pretty much shit the bed in excitement. So, for him to cancel all his plans and put his night aside for us, and to not only do that and bring his friends, that's a big thumbs up in my book. So, Proto's a good dude. But anyway, I digress from the original plan. So, as I said, history repeating itself. We're going back to what started it all. We're going to be running another Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2v2 tournament. Just like how we started. That allows people with Xbox, PlayStation, and PC to all play in the same place at the same time.
Cross-platform play.
Yep. Cross-platform play. So that will be out. That will be announced officially soon on all social platforms of Goa. Whether it's just Discord, Facebook, Twitter. It's going to be all three, and then some. And next podcast as well, there'll be some graphics ready to go. We'll have Pete and Dan to throw something out there for us, get it all up and going. And what's the team size?
2v2. He just said that.
2v2, my guy.
Come on, Kai. Keep up, mate.
Yeah, we're good. We'll get there. Put a man on the moon. But...
Yeah.
So that'll be the next one. Will be Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yep.
2v2 combat, just like what we did last time. It was a hell of a lot of fun last time. We're just going to do it again. But this time,
why not?
Hopefully get some bigger names behind it this time. Exactly. If it ain't broke, don't try fix it. Repeat it. So we'll get some bigger names behind this one, hopefully. Hopefully PLE will come to the party again. Logitech, maybe even Lenovo Legion this time. We'll see. And we'll get some... we'll also... Oh, actually, for the Rainbow Six tournament, we were meant to have Murdoch University joining us. But they had to pull out, unfortunately. But part of our contract agreement with Lenovo is we have to offer them a position on the team. So if they wish to join, we might have an official Lenovo Legion team to play with / against. So
that'd be cool.
Ears to the ground. Everything will be out soon. Everything will be dated and addressed very soon. And if LJ's here, just one last thing as well. Thank you very much, LJ, for the time and effort you put into the graphics in the Rainbow Six tournament. Like the prizing, the banners, everything we used on Facebook and social media. We'll be leaning on you again for something else.
He is such a legend.
He is. To do that all for free and in his spare time was just like, bro, thank you.
Our community is full of absolute legends. And if you want to keep your ear to the ground with announcements for the tournament coming out, drop in our Discord, follow us on our Twitter, and give us a follow here. Why not? We'll talk about it. We're pretty good folks, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Some of us are. We'll do all right.
Yeah, that meant
those that haven't... Yeah, Menthy, he's
a little bit shady, that one.
He's on the question. He's on the question. But he'll be all right. Oh, and one other thing as well. We're looking into it, but for those of you who have seen the Battlefield Portal trailer, that gives you the option to play in basically a sandbox event from Battlefield 1942 to Battlefield Bad Company 2 to Battlefield 2042, and you can interchange things from each era: tanks, planes, weapons, skins, characters, everything.
Oh, wow.
We're likely to be bringing... I'm still talking with the uppers on this, so you didn't hear this, even though I'm saying it here.
We're just live in front of how many people right now?
A couple.
A few. Yeah, that's okay.
So
just a secret between us and our closest friends on Twitch.
Exactly. We're looking at bringing a spin-off series to the events, which is likely to be a weekly Beat the Best series. So...
Nice.
Emphasis on weekly. Weekly. So we'll be running custom games in some things once a week. Whoever the reigning champion is, you have to try and beat them and go from there.
Cool. That's amazing, and like congratulations on how the Rainbow Six Goat tournament ran this weekend. It was really, really. I wish I was available to see it, but unfortunately I had stuff on that day. But I've watched some clips and watched some of the VODs. It looked amazing, guys. Well done.
It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of work and effort went into it. And would I do it again? Absolutely. I'm nowhere near done. This is way too fun. So let's go.
That's awesome. Cool. We also have some other Rainbow Six news. Exciting news coming out of the weekend. In fact, I think it was a little bit before the weekend. Our own Natty WW, our esports writer here at Goa, put me onto this one. We've had an Australian Rainbow Six Siege player that has made it to a major international tournament. So,
player or team?
Team. So there's a team called the Knights, Australian team. They played this weekend, I believe it was the APAC League 2021 South Division that they were playing in. From my research this afternoon, that I definitely did not do while I was at my day job.
7 minutes I read up on it, yep.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, they came first in that, which qualified them for going on to 6th August Major in Mexico come August time. So that is amazing. They're only the third Australian team to have qualified for an international Rainbow Six event. Before that, it was Fnatic and Wildcard. So
wow.
They're in some pretty good company there. And I do have a little bit of a clip that I'd like to play. So this was posted on the Knights Twitter. So for them to, I'll give you a bit of a background, for them to make it into the Mexico invitation, or the Mexico event, they had to rely on one result falling their way. So there's a clip that they posted to their Twitter about how, about them watching the game. I'm assuming they were watching it in Discord. Well, I'll let the clip speak for itself. Hang on. Hang on, let's make sure.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So if they win this, we go straight away, right?
Yeah, if they win this, we go to
Josh!
Mexico.
Josh! Pop a Ruby, Josh!
Come on.
I'm popping 2 cards! Oh, I passed out.
I'll just drop the fucking... for everyone on the stream. I've got
20
seconds.
22, 20, 18,
19.
19.
Oh my god.
16, 4v1 cards.
4v1. He's 1 HP, he's 1
There's
HP!
1 HP cards!
We're going to Mexico.
Let's go!
Oh my god.
A shag Oi! I told you, you don't watch the stream, we fucking win!
Arriba.
You don't watch the stream, we win!
Oh, Mexico.
So as you can tell, they're a little bit excited about that, and I don't blame them. Like, and
that is awesome.
And I do remember saying that that was, and it's an Australian team, but I get the feeling there's definitely some New Zealand blood in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just listening to it now. It's great.
Yeah, that's it. but yeah, they've just done so well. I was looking back at a little bit of their history because I'm always interested in how the leagues happen and how the teams get into it. And I couldn't find some exact information, but the Knights have been performing really well. There was an Oceanic Nationals League 2020 that finished up around mid-April that they placed second in. There was another APAC League playoff stage 1, which happened in late April that they got third in. And now this one, they managed to get through to Mexico. So that'll be super exciting seeing that coming out. And I love seeing the Australian teams perform on that national stage, and I think it's almost quite timely with the Olympics happening at the moment. And I did read something before the Olympics began, just sort of one of those pieces that seem to come out whenever there's a big sporting event on. Like, why can't we have esports in an Olympics type setting? And really, why can't we? It's when we
wasn't there talks about that like a couple of years ago between. I mean, obviously, COVID's done a bunch of shit and thrown a whole bunch off. But I seem to recall that there was talks about that they were bringing some form of esports in. I don't know whether it's Minecraft or...
I don't think they've done it yet. I think they're still talking about it. And if my monitor didn't keep going off, I'd be able to Google and find out about it.
I'll do it for you.
Oh, that's good. But I mean, at the Tokyo Olympics, like, I feel like that was a place to happen where they had the opening parade of athletes and every one of them was walking out to video game music, and you had an athlete that was wearing like a Witcher medallion on them. You know, it was.
Awesome.
I feel like this should have been the Olympics that introduced something like that. But yeah, I love seeing Aussie's teams do well on the international stage, and it's great to see them up and about, and hope they do really well.
Here you go. With the launch of the Olympic Virtual Series, OSV, the International Olympic Committee, IOC, has taken the first big step into the world of esports. For the first time, esports competitions will be held at the 2021 Summer Olympics. Olympia enters the esports industry. From its former niche existence, esports has long since developed into a mass phenomenon which is watched daily by an audience of millions via live streams or in sold-out stadiums. The esports competitions are divided into the following disciplines. I've just skipped a whole bunch just to keep it short.
Yep.
Sailing, virtual regatta, cycling, Union Cyclist International, rowing, open format, motorsport, FIA/Grand Tourism. I think that's meant to be Gran Turismo.
Yep.
Gran Tourism. I mean, it's kind of like tourism, just around the same track really, really quickly. Like, I've seen that before. It's like Goldfish, but not. And baseball, World Baseball Softball Confederation, eBaseball Powerful Pro Baseball 2020. That sounds like baseball from Wish, doesn't it?
It sounds like Wii Sports. Wii Sports, the esport, yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like, Nintendo sponsors the Olympics. It's just a whole bunch of people dressed like Goombas playing Wii. Like, that'd be awesome.
But yeah, you can't actually find the person you're actually supposed to play against.
No, well, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah, but yeah. So it sounds like they're moving into esports of their existing sports. But I would like to see something like a Rainbow Six or a League of Legends or something like that in the Olympics, like an actual, well, I'm going to call it a proper esports, but that kind of smacks of people saying proper sports, right. But like a video game at a competition at the Olympics, but as an esports.
There's competitive paintball, but that's not in the Olympics. Like, people play paintball and airsoft. Sorry, Australia, you don't play airsoft, but we do here because guns. But like, you know, I feel as soon as something like that gets into something as big as the Olympics, you would have an avenue to bring in something like that to like, because obviously, you know, legally, you can't shoot and teabag someone. So I doubt the Olympics would, you know.
Sorry, I'm suddenly picturing like a shooting event with tasers and teabagging happening in that.
Holy shit, you're right.
Holy shit, did I just create a new sport?
I think we're into the Olympics with this one. I'm seeing money right now.
Yeah.
Well, I think once the Olympics starts looking more and more into esports, because obviously this is the first one, right? They're seeing how this is going to go. And from the image I have here in front of me, they're all on console. They're playing PS4, games on PS4. So, you know, obviously there's no advantage to having a different PS4. It's all going to run the same. It's all a uniform level of hardware. They're fucked when they try and get a PS5, but we'll see. So I think once, you know, if they're running this as a trial run and they start to see things like, oh, actually, you know, this is going really well. What else can we do? What's the next? What's currently trending on Twitch? What's going to bring in a whole bunch of viewership? What's going to make the Olympic Committee more money? And then they'll look into the Call of Duties, the Valorants, the Counter Strikes, the Rainbow Sixes. It's. I think this is like
my problem with I can see where you're coming from, but I worry that if they're looking this as a gateway into esports, like I feel like people that watch esports aren't going to suddenly go and watch someone play a video game of baseball or cycling or something like that. And I also worry that the people that actually like the sport will go, "What the hell is this shit?" and it'll crash and burn.
Yeah, swings and roundabouts. Really, I mean, it's kind of appealing for those who maybe Special Olympians who might not have legs, who can't cycle or swim or whatever. Maybe it's a route for them to get in.
Oh my god! I just had an image of like the Microsoft Adaptive Controller, and and Xbox sponsoring like that. They do it. They would get in on that shit and give.
Oh, should you?
Yeah. I mean, they make a fridge from a meme. They'll freaking sponsor something like this. It'll be amazing.
Sony would have to make at least 10 more PlayStation 5s.
Yeah.
Like, at least.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe I might get one, for fuck's sake. But it's like, I think, I don't, it's hard to say. Like, esports at the Olympics, watching, like, bowling or whatever it is, like basketball. It's like, y'all already got that. Like,
yeah.
Why am I watching it again, but someone with really good thumbs? Like, let's watch something that we can't watch in the real world, unless you're in, a war-torn country.
Yeah.
But let's watch something different that actually requires tactical thinking, teamwork, not just here's the ball. Thank you for the ball. I will now use the ball. No, it's like you have 5 aside. You've got a goal. Take out the other team or defend the princess or whatever the shit you're going to play. I think they need to really start looking into actually bringing in games that aren't just replicas of real world games. Because you're right. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to sit down and watch professional rowing or Gran Turismo actually Gran Turismo is different because they don't have professional racing in Olympics. But like cycling and rowing and sailing, like y'all can do all that already, and you do. Like, why would I want to watch a pixelated version of that? It just doesn't make sense.
The only way it might do good is if there is typhoon that's coming in. That might disrupt some of the water sports a little bit that are outdoors. But
or it's even faster, and it's really cool.
But yeah, no, it would be really cool. And I mean, congratulations to Knights, because that's how we got onto this topic.
Yes.
Congratulations to Knights for making it there, and we'll be super pumped to see what they do.
Escape from Tarkov Olympics.
Isn't that just when you go to Russia and you just try to escape Russia? Yeah.
I was gonna say that's just Tarkov in general. You get out, you feel like you've won a goddamn gold medal.
Also, I feel I need to go off on a tangent because I was looking at it today and going, "What the hell is this?" In the medal tally for the Olympics at the moment, there's a country called ROC. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell's that? Like normally, because you see Republic of South Africa as RSA and things like that. And I had to Google what it was. So turns out a few years ago, Russia got banned from the Olympics for drug violations. But there's a loophole that allows the Russian athletes to still compete. But they're competing under the Russian Olympic Committee.
The fuck?
And yeah. So ROC is technically the Russian team. I don't know. Yeah, if you ban a country for drug uses, how the hell can you still let them in there? I mean, I see what it was set up for things like there's a refugee team. Mm-hmm. So that's how that particular rule I think is set up for those little ones, or maybe a group of little island nations somewhere that band together and go, we want to go to the Olympics, and so they can go together, sort of thing, But
but Russia's not small.
No, that's right. But I don't
trustworthy.
Yeah. So that was just my little bit of an aside because I wanted to get that off my chest. It's very dodgy, very Russian-like to me.
Oh yeah. They've found a loophole and they're abusing the shit out of it. That's very Russian.
Yeah. So,
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I thought it was Republic of China or something, but
no, nope.
No, okay, Russia, sneaky, well played. So it's the next little tidbit that's angering the world at the moment.
You may have noticed I'm wearing my Pentanet.gg jersey tonight because I've been absolutely loving the LCO and Pentanet.gg in particular. I try to remain a little bit neutral, but I'm a pretty big Pentanet.gg fan. They're the ones that actually got me into following League of Legends proper. Before that, I watched it, but didn't really know too much about it. But watching PGG, their run in the last LCO, Split 1, and then their run at MSI, which was legendary for an Australian team.
Of course.
So I bought this. But there was something that happened in the LCO last night that it seems to me it's bad sportsmanship. Like
It's shit. It's straight up
it
shit.
is.
It's a
So-
dick move.
So what happened was the Chiefs and the Mammoths were playing, and I forget exactly how many wins the Chiefs have had. They've had a lot. So yeah, I'm not. I'll just have a quick look at the clip. Oh yeah, so Chiefs have won 10 and lost five games. Mammoth have won 1.
Yeah, so Chiefs aren't fucking around. They're good at what they do.
And Mammoth, fair to say, struggling a little bit this season.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that know League of Legends, at the time the clip I was looking at got taken about half an hour into the game, Chiefs had 32 kills to 8 kills, and their gold difference was 17,000, which for the uninitiated is a lot.
Okay, cool.
It's a ridiculous amount. So I'm just going to play you guys a clip, and you'll hear Rusty, one of the LCO shoutcasters, giving him a bit of a serve.
Does hit the Gnarls on top of Lived, but unfortunately will not have enough damage to follow it up. Shinky also getting blown up by Kisei, who is running around with 25 Magi stacks. Nectar eventually falls as well. That is another ace for the Chiefs.
And they are going to not go for the inhibitor. Tell you what. Not happy.
Yeah, say it, Rusty.
I'm not happy. They're pissing me off.
Yeah.
I know
think
this
it's
is
fair
a
enough at this
professional
point.
broadcast, and we're meant to be neutral and be nice, but for the love of God, play the game to win. Stop having fun and keeping us all here when a game is over. It is incredibly disrespectful, and it is actually starting to piss me off.
Right, well, the Chiefs are going to grab themselves the Infernal Soul.
Yeah. So, and that's what it was. The game was over, and the Chiefs should have been heading into the enemy base to end the game, but instead they were doing just farming. They were so you heard Elfish guy talk about an ace. So an ace is they've killed everybody. They've cleared the board. There's nobody there. They're waiting for people to respawn. And the Chiefs then had a clear run at the opposition's base and the inhibitor and the Nexus, and they didn't. They split up. A couple of them went and took another dragon, and a couple of them just roamed around and did whatever the fuck they wanted. And it was like Rusty said, it was disrespectful. And if I don't know why people do that, and I'll tell you what, like having gotten into watching LOL over the last year or so, I've kind of wanted to get into play it, but knowing what sort of a fan base it has and knowing that sort of stuff is a regular occurrence has really kept me out of trying to play it.
It's that kind of fan base and community behind it is. I mean, LoL has definitely got a
Reputation.
What's the word? A reputation. LoL definitely has a reputation to be one of the more toxic communities. But I've played Dota. I've played, a few MOBAs. They're all pretty bad. They're all pretty elitist. It is what it is. I know personally as a TO for tournaments, obviously, and also an FPS player. If there's a goal to do and you're not doing it and you're literally just wasting time for the hell of it, if you're in a tournament, you're going to be getting stern words. If you're online in an opposite team, just mucking around and I have no control over it, I'm going to say some gamer words at you. Because it's a dick move. It just wastes everyone's time. Especially in a tournament setting where there are games on after you that are waiting. You're literally not just holding yourself up. You're holding up an entire event with literally tens of thousands, and in some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of production into it. All because you and 4 other dudes just want to sit there and go, let's see how long we can take the... Don't.
Yeah.
Be professional. Be grateful for where you are in the world. To get to this point where you're being shoutcasted globally online.
You're playing in front of, LCO regularly has 1,400 people watching, and you're just going to act like that. Yeah. You're a representative for Australian sport. And let's face it, the rest of the world doesn't like Australia with esports. Like, hell, we're lucky to have the LCO after Riot pulled their funding out of the old OPL league, and like the rest of the world doesn't think that highly of us at the moment. You go and do something like that on a professional stage, nah.
Yeah, it's like you're just asking to be shunned. Like it's it's the equivalent of, you know, you go to the supermarket and someone wants to pay for their shoppings with a check. You just look at it and you're like, oh, for God's sake. Can't.
And don't get me wrong, it's in weekend sports as well. Like, I play hockey on weekends, and I've had games where they've just pelted you and just kept going and going and going, and it's just and there's only one time that's coming to mind in recent history that we've done that to somebody, and we just also kept going and going. But the difference in amateur sport like that is there's a time limit. You play until the time's over. With something like LoL or Rainbow Six or Valorant or any other StarCraft, you know, there's objectives to complete for the win. It's not just a time thing. It's you got to do that objective to win.
Yeah, like kill them as many times as you can. Absolutely, go for it. But so long as you're also doing that to finish the game and complete what you need to do to win, then cool. But if you know they're all dead and then you just go start farming the jungle again,
what the hell?
Come on, man. What are you doing?
Hell? Yeah.
But just on that, I don't know if anyone's seen it or read it, but the Chiefs' Twitter has released a club statement.
Oh, I have not. Let's
so I've got it here.
Yeah,
I've got it here. I'll read it out. So it was posted 2:03 p.m. 28th of July, which is
today.
Yep. Sorry, I don't know what day it is. So they posted at 2:03 p.m. New Zealand time today, which would have been midday AE and 10 a.m. AW. Club statement. All Chiefs letterhead, you know, proper official statement. Club statement. Last night, our LCO team made a mistake.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's all it says, but no.
Yeah.
We should have ended our match sooner, but we should have ended our match sooner. We should not have engaged in any unsportsmanlike conduct. We would like to apologise on behalf of our organisation to Mammoth and their LCO players. We have contacted Mammoth management to personally apologise and pass on our apologies to the players with a promise that this type of conduct will not be repeated. To the LCO fans, we are sorry that we let you down. We have built a brand on professionalism and success. We are working with our players to lift them up to the standards that you and the Chiefs expect them to be at. We are Chiefs. They acknowledge the fault.
Yeah.
They acknowledge the fuck up. That's fine. But it's not the organisation that did it. It's the players.
Yeah.
The players need to be aware that this kind of behaviour, regardless of who you are or whatever you're doing, is not on. Like, it's just stupid. I don't watch LoL. I don't watch MOBAs. I don't play MOBAs that much. But the ones I have played, I know what you have to do. And to hear that someone like the Chiefs, because I know the Chiefs from their CSGO days. Like I was in IEM Sydney a couple of years ago when the Chiefs were there. Like it's I know who they are. They're not a small community in Oceania. And to hear that they're doing this on one of their, you know, bigger titles that they do better on, it's embarrassing. I feel bad for everyone involved. It's just
Well, I just hope that they can learn from that and move on, because like it's one time can be construed as a mistake, but if there's repeat behavior and honestly, I haven't seen this behavior from anybody in the LCO before. Like, you get Pentanet.gg trash talk like there's no end. Like but that's trash talk, and the other teams are starting to do that more as well, and it's great to see. And but once could be construed as a mistake, so hopefully they learn from that and move on and don't just farm kills or just go back to the jungle or dragons or whatever. If they got the chance, go and finish the game.
I mean, just on that though, like, I don't know the rules of it, but do they have headsets with a coach? Like, can a coach communicate with them while they're in game?
I believe so, yes. I'm not exactly sure how all that works, especially because the LCO is all being played at home at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't.
They should have been in a Discord, right? They should have been in a group call with
you would
everyone.
think you would have thought so, and you would have hoped that the coach would have been there going, nah, just end the game.
Yeah, if you guys are on a stage, I would have keyboarded you in the back of the head.
Yeah.
What are you up to? Like I would have thought that they would have had someone message the coach going,
yeah,
sort it out, and the coach was like, "Yep, no, fair enough. This is a stupid thing. Let me get onto it." But I don't know. I know for a fact in CS:GO and all that kind of stuff, they do have comms with their coach on it. So
I know at MSI, granted that was on an on-stage thing. For Pentanet, the standing coach was there because the coach couldn't make it. But and they were all on Teams comms. So I would say that during something like the splits, the coaches would be on comms as well.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah.
But so it kind of begs the question: if they had someone there watching and overarching communications, why did no one kind of pull them up on it at the time? I don't know. They've apologized. They've said it'll never happen again.
Yeah, and like I said, once is a mistake. If it happens more than once, you can start seeing a pattern. So hopefully it won't happen again. And we'll see how that goes. But
yeah, absolutely.
But just one more thing I'd like to talk about. I would like to finish on a slightly more positive note.
Of course.
So another little tidbit from Natty WW, our esports writer here at Goa. She was talking about in our Discord today, in the little admin behind the scenes chat that we have, about Astro Gaming. So Astro make a whole heap of really awesome headsets.
They do.
And they have recently come on board to sponsor the Australian fighting game community. So they're going to be a presenting partner of Couch Warriors League and BAM. BAM is Melbourne Battle Arena for 2021-22. So as an exclusive partner for headsets, Couch Warriors League is going to be equipped with Astro headsets for events, player prizes, and commentators to call the game. So that's a pretty big move right there to start with.
Okay.
So all those guys are going to be using Astro headsets for all the games that happen, like Street Fighter 5 or Tekken or Smash Brothers Ultimate as well. So like that's a pretty huge move. That's a lot of money that Astro must have seen a lot of value in that esports league. And I must admit, I'm not really up with the fighting league myself, but that's an incredible gesture from them to throw that much resources at it.
Give me a sec. Just going to install Tekken 7 and book some flights. No, that's brilliant. That is awesome. Because those headsets are not cheap. Like they are. I mean, obviously to them it's they're made already. It doesn't matter. But that's
but they still got to sell them. They still got to sell them.
Of course. I mean,
I just want to have
by supporting and equipping their players, casters, and everyone with the same headset. That's just going to speak volumes to, everyone watching that, these guys are using these. Well, I want to be as good as that guy. Let me go out and get some. It's just like the whole, Ninja thing. Everybody loved Fortnite for a while, and then Ninja was head of Fortnite, and now Ninja has his own character in Raid Shadow Legends. So now everybody wants to play Raid Shadow Legends. It's the knock-on effect of putting products in front of people and going, oh shit, I like that. Like, we actually ended up, we were going to give away a bunch of, for the PUBG tournament that Logitech helped us with. They were actually going to give us some Astros, but they swapped them out at the end to G935s.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I was just thought, I'm sure Zulu's reviewed something Astro in the past, so I was having a quick look through our website, gameonoz.com, for all your gaming review and tech needs right there. And I did come across, just a search for Astro, and we gave some away last year through the website. So it was Astro A40s and Mixamp Pro. So that's those mix amps that come with them. For those of you who know headsets, you can spend a shitload of money on headsets, but if you've spent like thousands of dollars on stereo grade headset, like audio file grade headsets, and you plug them into your motherboard or your Xbox controller, your PlayStation controller, it'll work, but it's not going to sound as good as it can.
You
Yeah.
get a headphone amp involved in there, a decent headphone amp, night and day. Absolutely night and day. And when Astro brought out that series with the mix amp, just boom. Absolutely amazing. I remember demoing them back when they first came out. And I was impressed. The guy showed me, he's like, grab us your phone. Plug them straight into the phone. So, yeah, they sound pretty good. Cool. Plug that into there, and then plug this into your phone. I was like, okay, cool. Holy shit. Night and day. Just absolutely worth it. So to get the headset and the amp given out, boom, that's it. So I'm hoping they're doing that for the fighting clubs, that they're actually giving them the full setup and everything, because that is amazing. That is awesome. Good on them.
I can imagine, like in any Astro headset, they all look pretty good. And just like I said, that support from a company like Astro into the Australian fighting game community, it's just that's amazing. And and being gamers ourselves, we appreciate any interest that gets taken in us, and hopefully, we'll get more mainstream as the years go on. Like I know here in Perth, Western Australia, Murdoch University here has a really good esports program. It's why they were trying to get a team in for the Rainbow Six Siege tournament that we had on the weekend. They run all sorts of courses like that. When there's supposed to be an esports stadium being built over here as well, which will be amazing to see that when it's out. I'll definitely be getting along to some of those games.
I'm hoping I get to visit before that becomes a thing, but I'll definitely be there when it is.
Yep. And and just Fortress Melbourne, like watching the World of Tanks Grand Final there for ANZPL Season 2 last year, it was incredible. Like it was just so good, and not only to have the production values that a studio like that affords you, but also to have that live in person stadium feel as well.
It's because IEM Sydney was the first event I ever went to. I went to the CSGO tournament there, and a little bit more on that afterwards. I actually went to ESL New York as well when I was there. It just happened to be on the same weekend we were there. When they say on the stage that Australia, Oceania does it better than anyone else, that is no shit. The New York one, was boring as all hell. Like, I've got a clip on my YouTube of OJ Borg, the caster at the stage presence at the time, pointing out to me, because I decided to go sit behind the casters and just stare at the camera with my pink guy t-shirt on. And when I went back to my seat, he actually called me out and said, "Did anybody see that guy over there? His beard? It was lush and full of ocean life, like the Great Barrier Reef. You could see it from space." I have that clip. And I tweeted at him and said, "I'm that guy." And we were having a good laugh about it on Twitter, and then I messaged him. I tweeted at him 2 years later going, "Hey bro, I'm the guy from Sydney with the beard. I'll see you at ESL New York." He goes, "Well, while you're there, I place you as the king of New York for that weekend." And I actually bumped into him and had a chat to him at ESL New York, because this was the first time I actually got side by side with him, because we got the expensive tickets down on the floor. And I had a chat to him. I said, is this normal? And he's looking at me going, "Dude, the oceanic events, Asia, Sydney, all those, you guys over there do it 10 times better than anywhere else. Like, New York was just a snooze fest in comparison." So when I told my mum I was going to IEM Sydney to go and watch Counter-Strike in a stadium, she was like, "Yeah, okay, fucking nerd." And then I sent her photos of the production and everything, and then the clip of me behind the camera, and she's like, "Hold on, how many people are there?" I'm like, "This is sold out. This is full. Like, there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars worth of production here for a video game." And then from there, she was like, "Okay." So hearing that the environment at things like Fortress Melbourne and stage events and everything like that, it is a feeling. It's a feeling of, not to go too Vin Diesel on it, but it is a feeling of family, right? It is a feeling of,
I ain't got players,
there.
I got family.
Exactly. Everyone's there for the same reason. They're all there to have fun. No one's an asshole. Everyone's like, even though, your team's up against the other team, it's still, everyone's there to have fun. And I don't think you get that anywhere else. Like, it's just, I've been to stadiums for concerts. I've been to stadiums for concerts. Oh, and a paintball event when I was 14 at a stadium. That was cool. But like, it's different at an esports event because everyone's like-minded. Everyone's there. Even my wife, who doesn't play FPS, she just hears me screaming at the dude down the microphone from the kitchen. Sorry, she doesn't live in the kitchen. Fuck, that's bad. The lounge is next to the kitchen.
Get out while you can.
Yep, for her sake, the lounge is next to the kitchen. It's easy. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She doesn't play CS. She doesn't play anything FPS. But even when we got to IEM, she was like, "This is amazing. Like, this is brilliant. This is awesome. Like, everyone's having fun." So it's just something you can't get. So for events to now start opening like that, like Fortress Melbourne for World of Tanks and other events, it's a feeling. It's brilliant. I look forward to more, especially when that esports stadium opens up in Perth.
So that's it.
I'll be there.
We're going to finish up there for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Reflex. Don't forget,
not a problem. Thanks for having me.
If you're watching this on Twitch or if you're watching this on YouTube, when we post it up there, come and follow us on our social media so you know what we're doing. You got your ear to the ground for our next tournament. You can see all the different shows we got, like Married with Dragons, which will happen Thursday nights with Rogue Sultana and her husband for our D&D show, and also Streamaholics with Lukey Bangers and the Warship on Friday nights, where they talk about a lot of different issues with the streaming world. So we're very, very happy. And of course, normally we have our weekly show with Pete and Dan on Wednesday nights. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it tonight, but yeah. They should be back next week, and Nuts and Bolts will return to its normal time slot after them. But in the meantime, watch those shows. Check out the LCO. Check out Nights in 6 August. I forgot. In Mexico. When they're there in August, check them out. See how they're doing. And yeah, watch esports as much as you can. Show people how much the competitions that are around matter.
And if you want to see some pathetically amateur esports, it's time for a shameless self-plug. My name is Reflex. I'm a full-time streamer over at twitch.tv/Reflex. Drop us a follow. Play mostly FPS games. Anyone's welcome to join. One of the things is inclusion. As Str8 said, keep an ear to the ground for the upcoming tournament, which will be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2v2, coming up soon. And also the upcoming weekly battles when Battlefield Portal releases. That will be our first run.
That's it. Well, and also you're an esports person as well. You played in, was it Pestili's Escape from Tarkov tournament?
Yep, I did. I've played in Pestili's tournament. I've played in a couple of Valorant tournaments. I do esports. I play esports. I play competitively.
The only one I've really started
when I announce it.
Yeah, the only one I've started playing competitively is Pokemon Unite, and I'm currently sitting in Grade 3, which is still not that good, but yeah, I'll take it.
Pokemon Unite? I haven't heard that.
It's free on the Switch. So if you don't have a Switch,
free on the. I have a Switch.
Yeah. It's a Pokemon. I
like free things.
It's a Pokemon MOBA. We're supposed to be finishing this, but we're still talking. But that's okay because I'm really, really into Pokemon Unite.
Shit! Why am I finding out about this now? You dog!
It came out last week, man. I'm surprised. If you're into it, get onto it. Like I've been having a great time.
Mate, you're
the full-time streamer. You should know about this stuff. No,
I had a small tournament to organise. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right, no worries. You're forgiven for that one. But,
yeah, damn straight.
But yeah.
Damn straight jacket. Got him.
Damn no. But anyway, yes. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See you soon.
Thank you so much for stopping by to watch this video. If you like what you've seen, why not check out this video here? Or if you really like us, drop us a subscribe. And don't forget to like and comment as well. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.